What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I have to say, I think this is the elixir that I've had the most anticipation and excitement for. My bottle of Boss Descent elixir has come in. Bought it from overseas. I went with a 50 ml, same place that I bought makeup.com, same place I bought Boss Bottled Elixir, my 50 ml from. Because Boss Bottled Elixir and Lamal Elixir, probably the two elixir flankers I've been most excited about, aside from when Dior Sauvage came around, because it was pretty much like the first one, or the first one that was really getting any marketing. And this has some big shoes to fill. So for those of you who've been following the channel for a while, you know that Boss Descent Magnetic, their release this time last year, was a top 3 designer release of the year for me. Consistently from the moment I smelled it in January all the way through the year, my thoughts didn't change on that one. I felt it was one of the best designers released in the year. So I got some big shoes to fill with a follow-up flanker, especially following the trend of Elixir. And you can hear it's loose in the box. We're going to bust this open. I have not looked at the notes. We will bust it open. We'll smell it, cross-reference with the notes, see how accurate or inaccurate I am. So stay tuned. All right, let's just say I've got high hopes. I doubt I'll be disappointed, but it has this deep burgundy color with gold. I'm assuming, I've seen pictures of the bottle. I haven't made the thumbnail yet, but I've seen pictures of the bottle, and pictures it looks phenomenal. Let's see what we're working with here. It is a rich, deep, dark, like almost blood red kind of color. Now, it's not going to have light coming through for you guys to see what I'm seeing for how deep and rich the color is. I'll try to get it to focus so you can at least see the bottle here. Boss Descent Elixir. But it's a deep, rich red hue that... Let me grab this light bar. There you go. See that deep red? It's not playing. It is not playing. That is deep and rich with this matte color, kind of goldish hue to the cap and everything, and a much richer gold on the atomizer. It's not going to focus right now because it's not a wide enough bottle. Here we go. So you can see it's different from the collar to the atomizer. Whoop. Same thing with the cap. Cap matches the collar. All right, let's give it a spray. One good spray, a little quarter spritz, and a full spritz. I'm not breathing through my nose yet. I'm breathing through my nose. My hand is on my lap. It's down on my leg. And it smells like it's right under my nose. So the opening's strong. Fruity. It does smell like Boss Descent, I gotta say. They didn't change it much. Smells like a super rich version of the original out in the air. That's what I'm thinking. Ooh, it's spicier though. Smells like a spicier, richer, original Boss Descent. Because I do have the original Boss Descent, and I've always said that is so underappreciated. That is one of the best evening out dinner date fragrances in the warm weather. Nobody, I don't recall over the years that I've said that ever hearing anyone else say that. I think it's great for that. We used to be in the rotation. I haven't had it in the rotation in a long time, but this immediately reminds me of the original. It doesn't smell like Magnetic. Magnetic's got this like dry wheat brand Absolute note going on. The Absolute is a warm, boozy-like smell. Private Accord is chocolate and leather and other things going on. This smells more like the original. I've smelled the Intense once, but it's been a long time. 4 or 5 years since I've smelled the Intense the one time. Never smelled Pure Accord. This very much reminds me of the original. It's warmer, spicier, and thicker. It's literally that simple. It's the fruity Manenka. It's a little woodsy. It's nice and spiced. It's a straightforward, simple fragrance. as all of them really are. The most complex one is Private Accord because it's got a little bit more going on than the rest, but the 3-note note breakdowns that they typically give. Another one I left out, the Parfum Edition, which was then later relaunched as the Le Parfum, which is the original plus Orris. It's literally that simple. This smells like the original plus added spice and a higher concentration. It kind of smells like it could be a Spice Bomb flanker because Randy, Fragrance Dude, shout out to him, the thing that made me buy it, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw his post and it said it reminded him of the opening reminded him of a cross between Infrared Eau de Parfum and Boss the Scent Magnetic. Now, I don't really get much of Boss the Scent Magnetic. I get more of the original Boss the Scent, but I get the tie-in because of the warmth and the spice. It could kind of fall into almost like a fruity Spice Bomb flanker. So that does make sense to me. This is my kind of jam right here. I'm super curious about the notes, so let me pull it up on Profumo and see what we're working with.
A few minutes later.
So guys, before I look at these notes, I gotta tell you, this stuff's stout. This is powerful. Those of you looking for a beast, yet another Elixir flanker that's a monster. I mean, it's only been a few minutes, but it's like really, really strong. So, top notes of pimento. There's your spice, right off the get. Heart notes of lavender absolute. Base notes, new Caledonian sandalwood. They don't even list the Menenka, but you smell that Menenka. It's very distinctive fruity note. You smell it across every version in the line. The only one I haven't smelled is Pure Accord, but it's very distinctive. It smells like Menenka and some kind of spice, so seeing pimento doesn't surprise me. And I mentioned a woody note. It doesn't come across super creamy. I don't know if Caledonian sandalwood is not a creamy sandalwood, but it's warm, it's spicy, it's fruity, it's a little touch of powder, and it's really strong. So those of you that like really strong, you're really going to like this. If you like the Boss the Scent DNA, you'll love it. It's Boss the Scent reimagined for those that like the beastly performers. That's really what it is. Warm it up, spice it up, crank up the concentration. You have it. That's simple. That's how it smells to me. Add a spice, warm it up a bit, and really you could warm it up by cranking up the oil concentration because it's going to bring the base note out more, and that'll naturally warm it up when you crank up the oil concentration. It's really that simple, guys. If I'm giving this a first impressions rating, this is a solid 9 out of 10. This is my kind of jam. This is a great follow-up to Magnetic. I would say this is better than Magnetic. Not by a lot. Small margin. Reason being, that added spice sways me. It sweet talks me a bit. I love a good spicy fragrance. That's the longer you've followed me, the more you understand that, basically, is what it comes down to. I love spicy fragrances, which is why, speaking of mentioning Spice Bomb, I love the Spice Bomb line. I buy all of them. I buy most of them, lately all of them. When it comes to this line, this is, man, how do they keep topping themselves, first and foremost? So, perspective, all right? Private Accord, phenomenal. Still argument for it being the best one, because it's the most unique of the bunch. But then Absolute comes out and it's like, oh my God, this is a date night darling right here. It's warmer. They managed to make it boozy. The way this Menenka comes across with some vetiver, it's chef's kiss kind of good. Then they drop Magnetic, and it's like, holy crap, this dwarfs the other ones. It's phenomenal. At least this is, I'm giving you my thought process here. And now they drop this, and it's better than the last release that I thought dwarfed the previous releases. So that's going to be hard to maintain. You can only go so many ways and keep going up so much before it's a parallel move or a downward trend. And Hugo Boss with their flankers the last few years have been on an upward trend. And I'm even talking Boss Bottled Parfum because I know some of you don't care for that one. I actually quite like it. The iris, that green kind of vegetal smell with that leather accord, I quite like it. Incense dominant. But Boss Bottled Elixir, Boss Bottled Parfum, I said it. Boss the Scent Magnetic and now Boss the Scent Elixir. They're doing great. They're all trying to play keep up with one another, these mid-level designer brands, and they're all trying to outdo each other by jumping on similar trends. So I'm glad that this particular DNA was not one of the first elixirs, so they can see what the market is responding to with the elixir flankers and adjust accordingly, create their elixir accordingly. And now this is all assumption and just how I'm perceiving it. But I think that's what happened here, and I think it worked out for the better. This is a must try for anyone that likes this DNA, because this is a very unique DNA because of the Menenca fruit. If you like the Boss the Scent DNA, this is an absolute must try. You have to smell this fragrance. If you like the elixirs, you like the Beast, and you like something that's a little on the fruity side, but you really like a good, warm, spicy, woodsy fragrance, you'll probably like this too. So I'm sticking with it. 9 out of 10. Outstanding. Well, that's my first impressions on Boss the Scent Elixir. The first 2024 release I get my hands on. Besides Le Beau Paradise Garden, the designer release that has been announced thus far, I was most excited to get. Hence, as soon as I got an opportunity to buy it, I bought it. And it's going to be the same thing with Le Beau at the recording of this. Le Beau Paradise Garden just released in Europe and Brazil. I'm about to get my hands on it. This is great. This is a must try, especially for those of you in the States. Whenever it comes to the States and it's readily available, you definitely need to sample this one and try it. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you are eager to check this one out? Because I was super eager. I couldn't wait. I'm so glad to have a bottle. This is going in the rotation. This week we got frosty temperatures going on right now. Perfect weather for this. I'm literally wearing this the day this video goes out, which is tomorrow morning, which will be on a Wednesday. And it's an off day from the gym, so I'm going to be wearing it all day long. And we're really going to see what the performance is all about. Seems like it's going to be pretty stout and long lasting. But until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Boss the Scent Elixir and you give it a spray now, you're probably going to end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.